Like, yo, Tito, so now I'm going to get you Nando's. Now I'm going to pay for the lights. Now this is my house. And you might sleep over. That's my bed. Because artists work at night. And it's at night, you don't want to go home. So that's my bed. So you list all these things prior.
Hey! Triple gang! Mawe! Bayakai! Triple gang! Bayakai Chris!
Ladies and gentlemen, mothers and fathers, welcome back. It's been a while. We're coming back with another reaction. There was a beef some few months back between Prince Kaybee and Maphorisa. Prince Kaybee had his own view based on masters and music rights. Same thing as Maphorisa. So today we have a moment where Prince Kaybee trying to break down what happened actually, or what was his thoughts by then. So let's go to it without wasting any time. Azish.
You've been going back and forth with DJ Maphorisa. You guys, I don't know if it's a beef, misunderstanding, but it's been ongoing now.
I just don't remember exactly where it started.
Maybe you don't have to remember the genesis of everything, but what's been happening most recently, you commented on the master situation.
With that argument, there's no need for us to be incoherent with terms.
Yeah.
Especially when we have a working relationship.
Yeah.
Right. It's indispensable for me to sit you down.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, Tito, so now I'm gonna get you Nando's. Now I'm gonna pay for the lights. Now this is my house. And you might sleep over. That's my bed. Because artists work at night. And it's at night, you don't want to go home. So that's my bed. So you list all these things prior to you waking up in the morning and say, I own everything because you did 1, 2, and 3, right? But now the conversation is also quite complex. Where do we draw the line? Like, what if I made the song at home? I'm just here to record. Why are you entitled to my intellectual property? Like, how are you going to value it? How are you able to quantify my intellectual property? Like, how do you know how much the song is gonna make, or if it's gonna make anything at all? Like, how did you say your intellectual property is equals to my bed, food, electricity, and my computer? How did you get to that number? You understand? So there's just a pushback with artists when it comes to how do we morally support young artists that are coming in. Yeah, there's no moral appetite for us to say, my G, you as the intellectual owner of this thing own 50%, I come with everything, I own 50%. Are we good? You can't own the master like that. And why are people saying it's the law? There's no such a law anywhere in the world. It's just the contracts that were done for Abu Brenda Fassi back in the day, or maybe centuries ago when the music business started. We don't have to abide.
Personally, I think Prince Kaybee has a point. That thing of, I don't know much about music. I just read more about it, but I don't know much about the business side of it. But I think the contract side, it was back then where artists were slaves. Hence, majority of them, they died without leaving anything. But now, it's a new generation, new music, new everything. How can we make each other comfortable at our own way of sharing this music thing together? Prince Kaybee has a point.
By those rules. You know, we don't have to. You're not going to jail. It's not the law. You understand? We get into studio and we agree on terms. You know, like I said, it's indispensable for us to sit down and speak. Don't make things incoherent here. No, record fast. It shouldn't be like that. We must sit down and we speak. This is what I own. So I felt like there's no moral appetite from his end. It's very it was just it's very self-seeking. It doesn't improve the life of the artist that is new in any way. You know, you don't improve my life in any way if you own the stuff that I do by just giving me a roof to produce for that day. That doesn't make sense to me at all. And I know people are, no, that's the law, that's how it works. That's not how it works. It's how people used to do it, or maybe how some people do it. We are not going to jail if we don't do it that way. It's not how it works. So I just felt like, you know, that was a very unfair, that's a very unfair way to do.
To play devil's advocate.
To do business.
To play devil's advocate in this type of situation.
Yeah.
We've heard, as much as not a law, but we've heard about that practice of how it works. As a new artist, do you not feel like they need to educate themselves in terms of like, how does masters work? How does music work? And should we not have these conversations when we're in a studio session to say, guys, this is how this thing works? Because if Bori, that's what he understands, if that's what he studied, to say, if the music is recorded at a certain studio session, it belongs to that person. It's not the first time. I've heard it a million times myself too.
Yeah, but
you coming from a moral...
Tito, Tito,
yeah.
we've heard a lot of people rape.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
No, it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we've heard being done.
Yeah.
Are they fine? No.
No.
It's up to you as a person to say, this one, let's just change it a bit. It doesn't work for the artist.
So you feel that part has to be changed?
Yeah, it takes advantage of the artist, man. It's so unfair in all aspects of it when you look at it. It's like I said, Tito, where do you draw the line? Like, how do you quantify this thing? Where did you get that value? Yeah, and also, why are you valuing it? Who are you? You know, like
man. I think artists need to study the business side of it. They need to learn more about the business side of the music. Because now, like, most of the things, they don't make sense. They do make sense, but they don't make business sense. I don't know if I'm making sense in a nice way, but I think they need to study more and learn more about the business side of the music.
Artist didn't even value himself that far. But we're now so property out. This song is worth the lights that I'm giving you. It doesn't make sense to me. Makes no sense to me.
Okay.
And like I said, there's a lot of things that were done back in the day that we have we are not doing today.
Yeah.
A lot. Why are we letting this one go through? Why are we agreeing with it? I know when DJs boo, they were siding with Maphorisa, but that's not the person I am. I don't go where people go anyway.
Yeah, you state your
opinion. I state my opinion and I stick to it. And I feel from a moral point of view, that's not how you do life. First of all, that's not how you do business, right? And that's not how you advocate for success. Because he advocates for a lot of success, but it seems like that advocating for success is for himself alone. Because if that's the rules that you live by, that's only going to benefit you. You know, we've seen a lot of artists, your Brenda Fassies and the whoever's, where they die and the kids don't have anything and whatever. It's because of the same rules.
Talking about Bori, I don't know if you've experimented with piano. How do you feel about the genre? yourselves?
It's an amazing genre. It has some sort of sophistication in it. I know it's unorthodox in a sense from an engineer's point of view. It's very unorthodox how everything sounds. Some elements are too loud than others. The vocals sometimes are too low. There's quite a lot of unorthodox tendencies with it that work. So I find that very sophisticated.
So would
that's
you
pretty dope.
venture go to the genre?
No, I wouldn't do it.
Why?
I wouldn't do it. It's not me. It's not how I do music. It's completely against what I believe in sonically, right? Not that it's bad. Like something like I know a song like Jwalabam, right? It's a big song, right? And people will say, I know, cheesy that it's just a commercial song, but yo, man, if you listen to the songwriting of that song and the melody composition of that song and the chord progression of that song, it's so sophisticated. But because people are listening to that part where the drum does a lot of noise, they miss it, right? So I can acknowledge the sophistication in the music and the talent that comes with it. It's just that I just don't see myself doing it. But it's an amazing genre. Like I said, like you look at those kind of songs.
It's a good thing that you stick to your lane. Stick to your lane, Prince Kaybee. Your music is good the way it is. Don't go to beyond. Stick to your lane. You know you are good at. You know your strong point. Stay there. You are fine. Thank you.
And Mqimbini is one of the songs that I feel like, what an amazing piece of art. You listen to that song and you just have a lot to say about it if you are a music analyst. Of course, if you are just someone who's like, no, nice song. But if you're an analyst like me and an engineer and a producer and an artist, you have so much to say about that song, and it's an amazing song.
And I also feel like because something is popping doesn't mean everyone has to do it. You can appreciate it from afar.
Of course.
You can appreciate it from afar.
Of course.
But it doesn't mean that you have to do that genre. Because I think that's the mentality now. When in South Africa, when something is popping, everyone expects everyone to run there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's how you feel about piano. But let's discuss like something that happened also most recently. You move from beef with individuals. You're like, South Africa, I want beef with all of you now. There was a World Cup.
Oh my God, yes.
World Cup. We are excited. The Springboks are making us proud as South Africa. They are winning. We're whipping ass everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter. I'm out there. And then I see Prince Kaybee for the finals. He's not on South African team. He's not supporting the Springboks. He is supporting the All Blacks. I am shocked. Like, what's
going on?
Yeah. How do you come to that conclusion? How do you even begin to support the All Blacks?
So I played rugby when I was in primary.
Hey man. Free State.
That's where the Boers live. That's where it is, actually.
Exactly.
The Free State, that's where the rugby is.
Yeah.
Great College is a school that has produced one of the best rugby players. And it's in Bloom.
I assumed based on maybe your background.
Yeah, so this thing of masters and sharing the spill sheet is too complicated sometimes, but I think artists, they just make it too complicated. So they need to put it in a fair way, in a way that artists must eat. I know there is a portion for producers, there is a portion for vocalists, but let it be fair. And artists must learn, especially new artists, they must learn the business side of music. That's how I feel. They must learn. There's no way to go to the studio or rasa or something. Learn the business side of music. Thank you.
Ndaba engaka Sikaxi indaba.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Hey! Glory to God. Glory! My. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here.
I've been in the trenches of YouTube. I know
Yeah.
the struggle of what it's like to get subscribers and views and whatever.
Yes.
You know, the work that goes behind it. So for me to come say that and only to realize, it wasn't true, like I felt shit, dog. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro.
It was bad.
And I apologize, and I apologize to you again. I mean, I've apologized before. I apologize to you again. I mean, I really didn't know, and that was not my intention, And I think you could feel, because I tried to call you before we
Yeah.
apologized on the show to apologize to you
I know.
personally. But let's not make this about me. What was going through your head? Because here you are, you're doing your
I
thing.
just want to know what was going through. Mine is cool. I will talk about that in your head.